This video has been sponsored and approved by Ridge, previously on Trap Lord Ross.
In recent years, there's been no better example of a classic label fallout than what happened with Lil Uzi Vert's deal. He spent the last few years constantly throwing public tantrums and trying to throw his mentors under the bus. But the question is Lil Uzi Vert's deal really that bad? Now, seemingly at the time, this deal was a great setup for Uzi. It's very easy to forget how much of a good thing this deal was for him at the time. Suddenly, being on a major label had a lot of perks, and Uzi was immediately getting big name features and production from the likes of ASAP Ferg, Rich the Kid, Metro Boomin, and even Young Thug. However, drama starts brewing, excuse the pun, and by March, Uzi is falling out with his label bosses, suggesting that his album Love is Rage 2 is not going to release because apparently some old person who doesn't know what's going on doesn't want it to drop. And he basically confirms that he's talking about DJ Drama by immediately retweeting people that have replied to his tweet who said DJ Drama. I know it's easy to dismiss Rich the Kid as just a big old dummy when so many of his bars read as basic as a copy of Biff and Chip Find the Plug edition. And we all know that when he's not plug talking, he's plug walking. A song which I can only assume is about how darn tough you gotta be to walk across a bunch of upturned three-prong plugs. Ah! I know my British viewers felt that one. But when he's not on his album covers handling more livestock than a Wuhan wet market, he's handling business, baby. Running his own record label, Rich Forever Music, and getting his Berry Gordy on trying to sign new artists for the low. However, as we know famously, Rich the Kid's attempts to sign everybody's favourite pocket-sized sassy savage Lil Uzi Vert quickly went left. And in the end, the only thing that Rich the Kid will be signing is the cleaning rota in the Starbucks staff bathroom. But the question still remains, how did Rich the Kid end up Bitch the Kid cowering in the back room of a Philadelphia Starbucks? Well, to truly understand, we gotta start at the beginning.
And now a word from our sponsor.
I love Chris Rich.
Shout out the rich, they make sick wallets. They're light and sleek, that's why I want it. It don't bulge out, no lumps in my pocket. So click my link and cop a Rich wallet. Just like Treyway, the Ridge wallet doesn't fold or bend. If you still got a wallet that came from the 90s, you are not my friend. Your wallet full of gift cards and receipts, looking like a big old mess. But the Ridge got 30,000 5-star reviews, so you know it's the best. How you got a brand new phone but your old wallet looking like trash? I love my Ridge because it holds 12 cards and still has room for cash. There's 30 stars to choose from, so their selection's unmatched. If you're not sure, buy one, you got 45 days to send it back. Shout out the rich, they make sick wallets. They're light and sleek, that's why I want it. It don't bulge out, no lumps in my pocket. So click my link and cop a Ridge wallet. Yeah! Yo, I love my Ridge. Where's yours? Get 10% off today, free worldwide shipping and returns. Go to ridge.com/TLR, ridge.com/TLR and use the code TLR, link in description.
Rich the Kid's come up truly started in 2013 when he dropped the mixtape Been About the Benjamins, following that up with a glorious joint mixtape with the Migos called Streets on Lock, which even ended up spawning several sequels. All of them coming along with record covers that looked like somebody ate half of a Versace store before vomiting the contents of their stomach directly into Photoshop. But beyond these joint mixtapes with the stick-toting modern-day Beatles, back on the solo front, Rich's mixtape Feels Good to Be Rich ended up being a masterclass in finessing big-name features. It had Young Thug, Big Draco himself, Riff Raff, Young Dolph, Yo Gotti, French Montana, and Kodak Black. The track list of this project came out sounding like a DJ Academic sample platter, and you know how much he likes those sharing platters. But beyond the star-studded names, his singles On My Way kept Rich the Kid's street credentials in check, appearing on that song with former GS9ers and current makeshift shank makers Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel. And funnily enough, in 2015, Rich the Kid was featured on Carnage's track WDYW alongside a little-known and small artist named Lil Uzi Vert. And from there, Rich the Kid continued to prove his uncanny ability to bag top-shelf features, with his Streets on Lock 4 mixtape featuring the Migos, along with guest appearances from 2 Chainz, Jeezy, and Slim Jimmy, along with his hilariously titled at the time mixtape Dabbing Fever, featuring Wiz Khalifa, 21 Savage, and Playboy Carti. He also dropped a joint mixtape with Lil Yachty called Lil Boat and the Goat, which was ironically also the title of the low-budget sequel to The Life of Pi. But of course, it was his 2017 hit, New Fraser, that brought Rich to the mainstream's attention. That track featured a killer verse from conscious rap game legend who has Jay Electronica punching the air on a daily basis, Kendrick Lamar. According to Rich the Kid, the track New Freezer is all about that feeling you get when you cop new jewelry or ice, and not that feeling that you get when you ball out on some high-end kitchen appliances. Though I did look it up, and apparently the world's most expensive freezer is $41.5 $100,000. A fridge freezer that is apparently so balling that it can replace your entire kitchen. I'd like to see Rich the Kid hang one of those around his neck and then ideally jump into a lake. Anywho, New Freezer was a certified hit, eventually going double platinum and landing at number 41 on the Billboard chart, as well as spawning a bizarre music video where Rich seems to drive around in what I can only describe as a Tesla cyber fridge. And hell, his follow-up track Plug Walk was even better, featuring a Breaking Bad inspired music video and even a cameo from Lil Uzi Vert. Oh, wait a minute, that's not Lil Uzi Vert, that's actually just a 4-foot alien doll from the clearance aisle of Walmart. Easy mistake to make. Anywho, that song Plug walked all the way to the heights of the Billboard charts, landing at number 13 and charting on over a dozen international charts. It went triple platinum and spawned countless remixes, including my personal favorite 6ix9's Blur Walk. Oh, those were the days, weren't they? Anywho, off the back of those big singles and a shiny new deal that Rich had signed with Interscope, in June, he launched his first big debut studio album, The World Is Yours, which once again was laden with big name features, with a tracklist sounding like the staff rota in your favorite trap house kitchen. They had lean connoisseur Lil Wayne, lemon pepper wing connoisseur Rick Ross, and of course girlfriend tenderizer Chris Brown. The World Is Yours debuted at number 2 on the Billboard charts, moving 59,000 units first week and going platinum. But incredibly, with those big numbers on the board back then, it would be hard to fathom what Rich the Kid would be going through 2 years later. Because here we are in 2020, Rich the Kid has just released his third album, Boss Man, with humongous big name appearances from the likes of Lil Baby, Future, DaBaby, Nicki Minaj, Post Malone, and NBA YoungBoy, which you would expect would pull in humongous sales numbers. But it turned out that this Boss Man was about to get furloughed, because Rich the Kid only ended up selling 15,000 to 20,000 units of this album. And the story goes that he was so heartbroken at hearing this news that he immediately had a seizure from lack of clout. So Rich the Kid was considered by many to have had his album overshadowed by other big releases that had dropped the same week. Jay Electronica had taken all of the attention from the washed up wallaby wearing old heads. Don Toliver had all of the attention from the young auto-tune crowd that were just looking for a dollar store knockoff of Travis Scott. And of course everybody else that was interested in hip hop had all of their attention on pocket-sized savage Lil Uzi Vert, pictured here holding his regular sized house keys. Because as it would turn out, his long-awaited Eternal Take project would massively overshadow Rich the Kid's Boss Man. But of course Lil Uzi Vert's enormous win at this point over Rich the Kid was steeped in gallons of delicious irony. Because anybody that knows the full story will know that there was a period in time where it looked like Rich the Kid may truly have ended up becoming Lil Uzi's Boss Man, but in the process accidentally turned him into a certified op. Rich the Kid launched his own record label, Rich Forever Music, in March 2016, seemingly fitting into his long-held desire to be a boss.
It's either you boss up or you get bossed around. You know what I'm saying? I'm a CEO. I'm in partnership with Interscope. I'm my own boss, you know what I'm saying?
This was early days, but it made a lot of sense because Rich the Kid had that uncanny ability to reach out and grab top shelf features. Unlike Lil Uzi Vert, who struggles to reach the top shelf in the supermarket. Rich the Kid actually attributed his own ability to grab such good features to others apparently recognizing him as the hardest working rapper in Atlanta, suggesting that he straight up deserves it. Oh, how very humble. Maybe with that attitude, he should have tried to sign Russ. But then again, his feature nabbing ability might have a little bit more to do with his early involvement in QC, the label, and having such a good relationship with future rap game Beatles, the Migos, just before they became the biggest thing in hip-hop. But regardless of whatever finesse that you think Rich was pulling to get all of these big name rappers involved in his projects, you can't hate on his hustle. And so it would obviously make a whole lot of sense for him to put his talent spotting skills to good use too.
One of my label connects the other day told me, they're like, you know, Rich the Kid is an incredibly underrated A&R. They're saying that you just have the total skill for it, and that Dex and Critch are examples.
They put Jay Critch, you know what I'm saying, top new SoundCloud rappers.
So the first official signee to Rich Forever Music was rapper and chain gobbler famous Dex in March 2016. Bear in mind that this was long before Dex had dropped his first big singles. Further proof that Rich the Kid is genuinely a good talent spotter. But then again, as it would turn out, apparently all of the kudos for spotting famous Dex early in the game might not necessarily be due to Rich the Kid's ability, as Dex explained in his Breakfast Club interview.
Lil Uzi put Rich on me.
Lil Uzi was supposed to sign to Rich the Kid first, right? And
Uzi put, this is crazy.
That's crazy because they don't really F with each other now.
Yes, funnily enough, it would turn out that Rich the Kid's first ever successful label signing was hot off a tip from Lil Uzi Vert himself. But we can't give Uzi all the credit because, to be fair, Dex himself described his decision to sign to Rich as genuine, saying that he truly saw the vision for his future at Rich Forever.
Come to Rich Forever and be a boss. That's what it was. Come to Rich Forever and be a boss.
I
was like, what? Like, y'all, like, y'all just stop playing, man. I definitely saw vision. You know, we had a bond at first. That was my boy, and I saw a vision, and I knew once I get my foot into there, I was gonna like kind of take off. And I thank God for that. You know, Rich a good guy. He's definitely he's a business guy.
And so with Rich's help, Dex truly did become a boss, at least for a while. He dropped the track Pick It Up with A$AP Rocky, going 54 on Billboard and double platinum, following that up with the stone cold banger Japan, hitting 28 on Billboard and going double platinum, and having one of the most lit lo-fi music videos of the last 10 years. Now for the record, I really like Dex, and I don't think he's got enough love lately. So go watch his What I Like music video and show some love to Dex for the gang. The next signee to the roster was Jay Stash in April. That's Stash spelt with a $sign instead of an S. Because if you leave out that $sign, he just becomes Jay Tash, and although that is a very accurate description of him, it's not very lit. Then again, when his streaming numbers take a dip, I hear that he moonlights as a Lionel Richie tribute act. Jay Mustache apparently impressed Rich the Kid off the back of his early tracks like Flexin' with Maxo Cream, Gorillas, Nothing, and then going on to drop some pretty decent singles under Rich the Kid, like the track Juggin'. But regardless, Rich kept on pushing on his bullshit, and eventually begun to make a lot of noise for his label, dropping the 15-track compilation Rich Forever Music. Now shortly after this release, Jay Stash left the label for reasons which still remain unclear, and since then he's kind of faded into irrelevancy. So if anybody spots a good Lionel Richie impersonator working at a wedding, just know that Rich the Kid is getting 20% of that check. But unlike Jay Stash, it seemed that Rich Forever the label was getting the attention of some big industry heavy hitters. And Rich the Kid eventually would go on to sign a deal with the godfather of culture vultures and winning bidder of Louis C.K.'s old N-word pass at Jay-Z's Rock Nation charity auction, Lyle Cohen. Under the banner of Cohen's 300 Entertainment, Rich went on to drop his label compilations Rich Forever 2 and 3, with the latter being the big debut for his newest signee Jay Critch, who appeared all over the mixtape. Now unfortunately, Jay Critch's involvement in Rich Forever music has been more or less without huge drama, so it didn't really spawn any interesting lore. But again, for the record, he's another artist that I do genuinely really like, and I've definitely had his song Dreams in a Wraith in my rotation for a while. But beyond Jay Critch, in more dramatic news, in February 2018, Rich the Kid announced that he had signed Texas rapper and Black China's oldest son, YBN Almighty J. In fact, I believe he was first attracted to Rich Forever Music's flexible workplace thought-smashing policy.
He can do what he do on his own time, you know what I'm saying? If you want to smash Black China, then he can smash whoever the fuck he want.
But unfortunately, these two would fall out only a month later when Rich the Kid supposedly dropped their joint collaboration track, Back Quick, without Almighty J's permission, with Jay coming out to say that he didn't want the track released yet, and Rich saying that he was doing it anyway, with Jay then threatening to get a guy called James involved, which I assume refers to Jay Prince, Almighty J's little guardian sugar daddy. And then to escalate things further, Jay told Rich the Kid, drop your addy, we gon' slide on some Pop Smoke shit. But hilariously, when Jay arrived to the address that Rich the Kid had given him to pull up for that smoke, it turned out that he'd just been finessed into going to a shopping mall and wasting his time. This led to Jay posting an amusing Instagram rant.
Niggas sending me an address to a motherfucking, look at this. Niggas send me an address to a shopping mall. Man, this nigga's a hoe. This lame ass nigga, man, this nigga Rich is a hoe. He's scared. He don't want to fight, bro.
Judging from this, I'm guessing he probably got himself so worked up that he probably had to pop inside the shopping mall and get himself a nice little bubble tea to calm down. I guess it wasn't a wasted day after all then. But for the record, it is worth pointing out that many people online speculated that this whole thing was a completely fake beef, fabricated to promote that supposedly leaked song anyway. And all of this was going on amid rumours that both of them were dating Black China. But around this time, even Offset came out to stick up for Rich the Kid, saying don't beef with him because it comes with a chimney, insinuating that there will be a lot of smoke because that's how chimneys be. Anywho, there was obviously a lot of tension, whether real or fake, over at Rich Forever Music. And Almighty J's public perception of being signed to Rich Forever wasn't necessarily helped by rumours floating around that he had signed for a measly 20 racks, which I assume that he immediately blew on V-Bucks anyway. But not long after this public embarrassment, Almighty J came out to say that he had never actually been signed to Rich Forever.
I'm not signed to Rich
I was gonna ask you if you got 20 bands or 30 bands. That's why I heard he'd been offering deals.
Yeah, not two, nigga. I'm not signed to Rich Forever. I got no bands.
Wait, you're not signed no more, you never signed ever?
I was never signed ever. Some legal shit. It's some legal shit behind it.
Okay, so y'all announced it too quick, so you never ended up signing.
It's some legal shit behind it.
But after this, Akadamas elaborated even further, suggesting that the deal between Almighty J and Rich the Kid might have been an even more complex arrangement, because Almighty J was already signed to Atlantic Records, with academics suggesting that Rich the Kid may have been drafted in by Atlantic with the task of making Almighty J even more poppin'.
If you don't know why Almighty J is signed to Atlantic, a joint venture was established with Rich Forever and Atlantic for an album or so that they could get YB and Almighty J kinda hot in these streets, okay?
Not necessarily dissimilar to when Dr. Dre and 50 Cent put the Game in G Unit to try and get him poppin', or like how Warner Brothers tried to do with Pill and Maybach Music, as we discussed in my 2010 Freshman Where Are They Now video. Anywho, at this point it was clear that not all was good over at Rich Forever Music, because in addition to that Almighty J drama, Famous Dex also announced his departure on May 2018.
Oh man, I'm so glad I ain't fucking. Oh, I'm just so happy I'm a free man. I ain't saying to nobody. Yes.
And being the professional that he is, Rich the Kid responded like any good CEO would, by posting a picture on Instagram with a sex doll, and @ing Famous Dex with the caption, "Like it or not, he is on Rich forever." And to be fair, it was clearly all love between Dex and Rich, as Dex continued to big Rich up and give a lot of credit for his own success.
Rich put us around people, around awesome people, around some good people, around some big people. So I can't do nothing but thank him for everything he done for me, like the ups and downs, the smiles and frowns we ever had. I can't do and thank him. And I just got the phone before I just got up here.
But of course the dramas weren't over there. In the summer of 2018, Rich begun publicly dissing Rich Forever's parent label 300 Entertainment and trying to get out of his deal.
Fuck 300 ENT, y'all suck. Listen, y'all gotta let me out this damn contract. I don't wanna be with y'all no fucking more. I told y'all, I'll give y'all this money back. I don't wanna be with y'all label no more. Y'all suck. Y'all is trash. Listen, young independent artists, do not sign with 300 ENT. There's the worst label ever. Let me know the number so I can pay y'all this money back, man. Lame ass shit. And look, if y'all want Rich Forever 4, go tell 300.
Prompting Lyle Cohen to clap back and drop some shade on Rich when he appeared on The Breakfast Club.
He's pretty upset with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard or no?
No. It sounds like he's a clown. Maybe it's a late night something. You know, here's the thing. I give money early. I sign a contract early, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what about a contract? Money doesn't mean anything these days, okay? So I don't know what his problem is. He should call me as my number. Look,
do you ever
see if he calls me.
However, it is highly possible that Rich the Kid was just dissing his record label for clout, just like the sassy, savage Lil Uzi Vert himself. And for the record, we never actually did get any public word of a resolution from either Rich or Lyle Cohen directly. But thankfully, these past beefs haven't stopped new artists from coming through and trying to make their dreams come true at Rich Forever. Rich continued to sign acts to his label, such as the first R&B act and YouTuber, Ari, she's crap, I don't care. Announcing that on his IG, as well as signing another new artist called Young Bino, giving both of these acts verses to release their debut songs with each of them respectively releasing tracks with probably two of the most generic song names in hip-hop history. Her single was called You Mad, and his single was called No Cap, which was actually kind of a banger. I don't know why it got deleted. Oh, and Rich also signed the crew 83 Babies, saying in an interview that he picked them because of their originality, and what better way to showcase that originality with yet another song titled No Cap. Shit bro, that's the most original song title I've seen in seconds. For the record, 83 Babies were actually doing really well for a bit, even landing their own deal with Atlantic, a joint venture with Rich the Kid, but they ended up kind of losing a lot of steam when one of their members was accused of shooting a child in a drive-by, an incident which Rich addressed in this Charisma Vacuum, Vlad TV interview.
That's an ongoing case. I don't really want to.
No, we're not going to talk about the case at all. It's still an open case because he's actually facing life in prison if convicted. But is the group still going on without him?
Yeah, the group's still dropping music.
Okay. And they're still signed to Rich Forever.
Okay, fine, Lil Uzi stands, I know what you're thinking. Oh, this is clickbait. Oh, where's the Lil Uzi beef? Well, you needed all of that context to truly understand what was about to happen next. Because sometimes it's not the ones that you sign that break your heart, it's the ones that you don't. Now, as we all know, Lil Uzi Vert had a very public and very nasty falling out with his record label Generation Now, desperately trying to get out of the original deal that he had signed with DJ Drama's label, a deal that was so bad that over the period of only a few years that he was signed, he accumulated a $2 million car collection, 2 Grammy nominations, and as of 2020, a Billboard #1 charting album. God damn it, Drama, why you gotta do Uzi like that? Free Uzi. Anywho, during one of Uzi's public Twitter tantrums where he was airing out his deal, he tweeted publicly advising his followers that if they ever did sign a deal, not to do it with a DJ or an artist. a tweet which prompted Rich the Kid jumping in, saying that he should have signed with Rich Forever. Now, to the uninitiated, this was just yet another attempt for Rich the Kid to publicly piggyback off of the same internet clout grabbing that Lil Uzi was indulging in. But of course, for all of you trap lore legends that have watched this video up until this point, have all of that juicy context. Because we know that Uzi was actually the one that bought famous Dex to Rich Forever. And we now know for a fact that there was once a time when Rich the Kid desperately wanted to sign Lil Uzi Vert to his label, but wasn't able to pull it off. A story which has later been corroborated for the rap game's Joe Rogan if he swapped DMT for lean, Adam22.
That Rich was hanging out with that he thought was going to sign to him, and obviously it would have been his biggest success to date as a A&R or whatever if got him to sign to Rich Forever. That would be unbelievable. I mean, he would just be beefing with Rich the Kid right now instead of DJ Drama.
So take that along with the fact that we also kind of know that many people had speculated that YBN Almighty J had signed to Rich Forever for a measly 20 racks, hence Lil Uzi's follow-up tweet saying, "Boy, I'm not signing for no 20 racks, obviously provoking a delicious but accurate reply from Rich the Kid saying, "Boy, you wouldn't have this problem if you did." Yeah, Uzi, you wouldn't have that problem of being a Grammy-nominated chart-topping superstar, would you? Anywho, from there, the salt was strong between these two, and they continued to go back and forth publicly, with Rich the Kid saying on the radio that he would not sign Lil Uzi Vert now.
Yo, if Uzi didn't have a deal, would you sign him?
No.
Why not?
Not right now. Maybe back then.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not now?
Maybe I would sign him on my business, but not, you know what I'm saying, for personal reasons, I wouldn't sign him.
Yeah.
Sometime after that, Uzi posted a picture of himself having a courgette hair day and holding up an apparently $1,000 crab, tagging it as Rich the Kid, which I thought was really out of line. I mean, that crab's got a way better hairline than Rich the Kid. But Rich clapped back on that crab shit with a sideways reply saying that Uzi is his son and is trying to look just like him. And then continuing to diss Uzi in an interview where he was moving so crabby that his McLaren might as well have come with sideways wheels.
You never heard of Lil Uzi Vert? Who's that? He's a rapper or something?
I think he is.
Huh?
I think he is a rapper, I believe so.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, well clearly, why'd he make you mad?
Because right now, I got 2 songs on the Billboard charts, you know what I'm saying? I've never heard of Lil Uzi on the Billboard charts right now.
Well, that aged very badly. But Rich wasn't done with the crab bucket maneuvers, oh no, because he proceeded to diss Uzi heavily on the track Dead Friends, an obvious reference to Uzi's breakout hit EXO Tour Life, and coming with a spicy music video where Rich wore a thick white coat, which I believe was made of leftover recycled nut from his very successful No Nut November. But more importantly, hiring for that video a Lil Uzi Vert impersonator, complete with the same green courgette hairdo that he'd had in that crab picture, showcasing this fake Uzi in a very pathetic scene where he's begging Rich to be put on, with the whole video culminating in a dramatic scene where he kidnaps that Uzi and buries him, which to be fair is light work considering how small Uzi is. I reckon I could kidnap him myself if I had a big enough glass. Of course, beyond the visuals, lyrically it had several different jabs at Lil Uzi, including slick lyrics about Lil Uzi Vert's money getting shorter, an obvious reference to his own famous hit Money Longer, and after that Rich said publicly that he didn't think Lil Uzi Vert would be able to respond to Dead Friends on a musical level.
You think he will respond?
I doubt it. Not on the music level.
Sorry, but I've just never seen anybody that's so devoid of charisma in interviews. Maybe this is why he's not popular anymore, I don't know. Uzi did actually end up replying to this with the song Rich Forever Leaked, an obvious reference to Rich's label. A track filled with general sneak disses and of course a snarky lyric roasting Rich for having a dead hairline, as well as calling Rich his son, which is kind of funny after just calling him old, as well as pointing out that Rich had only just gone platinum off of New Freezer, only a month before this track. Christ, imagine what Uzi's got to say about my streaming numbers. Rich gave a pretty feeble response on Twitter, simply saying, "Fuck that, Nigel," and saying that Uzi's verse on G Herbo's Who Run It remix was garbage, likely because it also contained the pot shot, "You ain't rich, you a bitch," and suggesting that Rich's girlfriend ate Uzi's kids, a delicious rhyme, made even more delicious by the fact that on his last song he called Rich his son. So if Rich is Uzi's son, but Rich also ate Uzi's kids, I can only assume that he's inferring that maybe Rich the Kid had a few of his ribs removed on some Marilyn Manson shit, so that he can regularly suck his own dick. Which honestly I would love to actually make a hilarious graphic for, but I'm bound to get kicked off of YouTube for doing that, so you're just gonna have to imagine Rich the Kid frantically going at it on himself. Just imagine that now, just Christ. Horrible. From there, Rich continued to speak reckless on Uzi's name in interviews, suggesting that he wanted all the smoke.
Did you ever try to sign Uzi? What was up with that?
Nah, like, niggas know what's up with that nigga, man. Before, a lot of niggas knew about him, like, y'all can go back. He was supposed to be with Rich Forever.
Right.
Off the bat, off the jump. It didn't work out that way.
But to be fair, these salt volleys were not returned when Uzi was questioned about Rich on that Hollywood Fix.
So Rich the Kid's been saying your name a lot, trying to get your attention a lot. You have any response to him? Like, coming?
Yeah, blessings to Rich the Kid and his whole family and stuff.
However, niceties would not last, because around a month later, the Roots picnic in Philly is going down, and Lil Uzi Vert spots Rich the Kid in the street and immediately hops out to have words with Rich. Now, my interpretation of this incident and the footage that I've seen is that Uzi spotted Rich and jumped out the car. Not even necessarily to start an altercation with Rich. But at this point, it seemed like the reaction from Rich and his goons was a little overly defensive, provoking Uzi to think that maybe this was a little bit more of a situation than he'd have expected when he jumped out the car. And I've got to say, the way that Rich is hiding behind that barrier and a 4-piece meat shield makes him look a little shook.
I'm trying to find out. You jumped out the car. It don't matter why you getting crazy, bro. I don't have nothing to say, bro.
Now at this point, the recording stops, but we can assume that the conversation continued, and at a certain point, shit went south. Because next thing you knew, Rich the Kid was plugged sprinting down the street away from Uzi, doing the dash faster than his own hairline racing towards the back of his neck. This was a dramatic scene that was caught on video, albeit pretty low quality, but it's a clip that I probably shouldn't show you because physical altercations are a bit of a sticky spot for YouTube's terms of service. But people, I can safely report that even after chasing down Rich the Kid on the street, the sassy savage was not done there, because Uzi eventually caught Rich the Kid in a Starbucks of all places and started throwing those hands venti size. Another clip which I definitely can't show you but was caught on video. And for anyone that's seen it, we can definitely confirm that Uzi is the sassy savage we all thought he was. Coming in so hot with those punches that Rich had to hop the counter and run to the back room like he was starting his first shift. And then, even more explosively, Uzi was then captured on video walking away from the scene, strutting along with all of the confidence of somebody that's just drilled an op that is 2 foot taller than them. Now after this, it was pretty unanimous that Rich had taken a gargantuan L, but the one person who couldn't seem to see that was Rich himself, who went on social media to reply to the incident and say that ain't nothing happened to him or his chains.
Niggas pulled up and did what? Did what? Walk around Philly like this. Walk around Philly like this. Niggas pulled up and did what? Niggas ain't.
And those Kanye level mental gymnastics didn't go unnoticed either. And at this point, Rich the Kid was getting even more L's printed than a label making factory with a broken keyboard that can only type L's. This response even earned Rich the prestigious accolade of Donkey of the Day from Charlemagne, What's His Name, and What's Her Name from the Dinner Club podcast.
And we all witnessed you get punked by the sassy savage, Lil Uzi. So please give Rich the Quan homie the Kid the biggest hee-haw.
His name is Rich the Kid.
Now I know that Rich the Kid liked to see himself as this big CEO, but after this, there were some very serious questions about how seriously we should be taking him as a quote-unquote boss man when he's on camera doing the 100-meter dash to the staff closet at a Philly Starbucks. And sure, we all know that being run off of the block by one of your ops is a classic staple of America's boardrooms. I mean, who can forget the time that Bill Gates ran up on Tim Cook at the Sun Valley conference and beat him unconscious with a lunch tray? Anywho, in spite of this enormous L being handed to Rich, in March 2019, Rich went on Big Boy's show and said that he no longer had beef with Uzi because they had squashed things and bumped into each other in a jewelry store without incident. And at least for a little while, this thing grew into a Cold War. But then, in 2020, we saw an explosive spark breathing more life into this cold slab of beef than a Dyson ventilator, with Rich the Kid's Boss Man album and Lil Uzi Vert's long-awaited clout chongus of a project, Eternal Take, dropping into the Billboard charts on the same darn week. And unsurprisingly, Rich the Kid's project got completely overshadowed by Uzi's, which was promptly pointed out by DJ Academics. Shit, Rich, with those numbers, you want to get used to being behind the counter in Starbucks. Rich the Kid actually replied to this on Twitter, saying don't feel bad for him, and at least he hasn't got to drop 30 songs to chart, an obvious shot towards Uzi. But let's be real for a second. Rich dropped 5 promotional songs for his Boss Man album, and only one of them charted after the album was out. Meanwhile, Lil Uzi had a record-breaking performance, with Eternal Take landing 22 songs onto the Billboard chart when it dropped. Once again, handing Rich the Kid an enormous aluminum humdinger of an L right there. And of course, at this point, you know that the sassy savage couldn't resist the opportunity of dropping a weapons-grade dookie on Rich's head.
So check this out. Y'all niggas ain't got no OG because y'all OGs yourself. Y'all old as fuck. And y'all niggas keep lying, talking about all that money, where's that? And y'all niggas keep lying, talking about all these hits, where they at? We both using H's. One a Honda, one Hermes. I'm Hermes, you Honda. You hate, I help.
fucking love that. He called him a Honda to his Hermes, a Skoda to his Saint Laurent, the Pontiac Aztec to his Palm Angels. And of course he went on to do a howling impression of Rich the Kid. An impression which was actually so savage that it made me a little bit uncomfortable even listening to it. So I thought I'd jazz it up and make it a little bit more Uzi by throwing a bit of his auto-tune on that.
I'm mad at y'all, cause all that time y'all wasted being mad at me, y'all could have been working. Now y'all sit back like, what me finna do? What me finna do? I don't know what I finna do. Oh no, show gonna be mad. Fireworks.
But of course, the most important tidbit of information from Lil Uzi Vert's victorious rant after all of this was said and done was his announcement that he was planning to launch an innovative new startup for the music industry. 1-800-SAVE YOUR CAREER.
Let me get my numbers up, bro. Please call me. 1-800-SAVE YOUR CAREER. Nah.
Hey guys, Gap's tour boss here from the family offices of Woods & Partners. But you might know us better as 1-800-SAVE YOUR CAREER. We offer a turnkey service for any irrelevant rappers trying to recapture those glory days of 2017 when they were still popping. We're a turnkey service firm, which means we offer everything from ghostwriting services to social media marketing, by which I mean just paying Black China to take one picture with you. But it doesn't stop there, because we can truly help you build your audience. Struggling to get your toxic fan base to rally around your music? Well, never fear, because we've got a tailor-made beef with your label package, sure to get those academics videos rolling in. Or for the discerning career capper, our high-end industry plant package comes complete with a no-jumper interview and a bust-down kendama. Or if you're looking for truly fast career growth, we can give you our fast track package, which includes 1 unit of you getting knocked out in public on camera, uploaded directly to WorldStar. Sure to keep your name ringing in these streets and your own ears. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-SAVE YOUR CAREER today.
1-800-SAVE YOUR CAREER offers no liability for loss of clout, loss of vision or loss of bitch. Side effects of 1-800-SAVE YOUR CAREER may include overdosing on clout, getting lost in the sauce, or simply failing to live up to the hype of your oversold career, leading to you being chased into a Starbucks by a much more talented artist. Call today.
Shout out to The Ridge for sponsoring this video. Go cop one of those. If you're watching this one live on the premiere, head on over to twitch.tv/TrapLordRoss. I'm about to go live playing some GTA San Andreas. You can catch me live on Twitch a lot of nights. So if you want to come and have a little one-to-one chat, talk some shit and watch your boy play some games, come through on Twitch. It's popping. Shout out all of the Twitch OG gang and the Discord gang. Be showing love. Also, giving a humongous chungus of a shout out to all of the Patreon gang. That's Dujuan Jones, Ban Johnson, Jay, Chris, Sebastian Andres Laredo, Sean Anderson, Vampires for Hire, Roberto Rojas, Matthias Martin, Deshaun Campbell, Antonio Groza, Bash the Prince, Chris J, Claire Audient, DJ Fred 100, Griffin Fuller, Henry Bryant, Jaden Cho, Jason Wyman, Javier Gonzalez, Jessica Simmons, Kizzlebot, Naraj Shukla, Otaku VS, Penis Bag, Muck Penis Face, Pyromancer, Vivi, Wilson Psychedelic, and everyone else's names who you see on screen right now. I appreciate you, and we're going to be giving all of the Patreon money for April to worthy causes fighting the health crisis, causes which I'll be announcing at the end of the next video, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate everybody showing love to your boy. Make sure that you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, fucking, I don't know, Bebo, all that shit, at TrapLordRoss. I'm active in these streets, so I appreciate that. Catch me on Twitch, and also make sure you go buy a Ridge wallet because they are fire. I am loving mine. Appreciate it. Peace out, guys.